Hello, 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 and welcome to your daily read for May 6th, 2020. I am your Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle, professional witch, professional intuitive, and trying something a little new. Tomorrow is the full moon in Scorpio. Did a live stream last night, went to bed, woke up like an hour ago, wide awake, really, really early. I'm like, okay, guys, what do you want me to do? And they said, try this. So here I am. This might be a new thing. I'm giving it a shot, a daily read, sort of like a morning thing. I've got my coffee, right? I figured what I could do. Since I'm going to keep doing the live streams usually at 11 a.m.-ish every day, you know, chatting with my community, I thought for those of you who might not be into that, why not get you a daily read, right? So I'm going to use different divination systems every day. Well, not absolutely every day, right? But today I'm going to be working with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot and the Whispers of Love Oracle for all 12 signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So 2 cards per sign, just like a card a day kind of thing. And I don't like using the tarot when I do live streams because, you know, what if somebody gets the Tower? Right? What if somebody gets, you know, the card of the Phoenix, which is the death card in this deck? You know, no, no, I won't have the time to really go into that and explain that. So this way there is no chat, right? Like nobody's chatting, and I can do this and then just put it out there without having to bring it upstairs to the editing bay and all of that. I mean, I'll still do my other, you know, spreads and readings, but I figured this is a nice way to do card draws. So depending on the day that you are watching this, I can use my Llewellyn Witches calendar here to give you some stats, at least for the day. Right now, we're void, of course. Oh, no. Now the moon is in Scorpio at 3:05 a.m. It went into Scorpio today, Wednesday, May 6th. Tomorrow, it will go into full moon at 6:45 a.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. I am in New York. So it feels like a good day to do something a little powerful, a little moon-esque, right? So let's get up in this gig, shall we? Before I begin, though, doing this, please, if you are new to my channel, please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and feel free to comment. These are going to be more direct. Like, this is going to be card of the day. Like, if you had this deck, you'd say, oh, what's my card of the day? And you'd pull one, except I'm going to do it for you, and I'm going to give you what? Let's see, I started reading tarot when I was 12. I'm going to be 52 in September. So yeah, 40 years of my intuitive skills developed and my knowledge of the tarot and these oracular systems. So let's have fun with this. Like I said, this is a general reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, and we'll do Venus signs just because why not? Well, because I'm working with the Whispers of Love and they tend to be relationship oriented. So let's do this. Yeah, take a nice deep breath. Oh, this feels lovely. I really love this idea. Thank you, my guides. I get to do it with a cup of coffee, and if you're watching this in the morning, get to have your coffee with me. Rock and roll. Let's start with Aries, shall we? Nice deep breath. We're going to ask my goddesses, the ones that I use for this tarot deck. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for today, this day of Wednesday, May 6th, maybe even into Thursday. What is their card of the day? One card in clarity, please, for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. All right. Well, here we are off to the races. You got the 5 of Flames, Pele, the volcano. Now, there is an actual volcano in Hawaii called Pele, right? So this be her, right? So the 5s, usually a number of change in numerology. We're looking about a shift here, a shift in desire, but usually a movement forward. Like, so think of molten magma, like boiling under the ground, and all of a sudden, it coming up. So yes, people would say, oh, that feels like anger, a volcano. But remember, it can be passion, it can be creativity, any movement of fire from the subconscious up and out. Now, you are Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. So I'm going to say to you, if you are getting frustrated, try and vent it out the sides a little bit, right? In healthy ways. Use your creativity, because a lot of times anger is just that. It's passion, it's creativity that doesn't have a voice, right? So write it out, you know. Like, you know, primal scream therapy is great, but, you know, you don't want to do it with anybody in earshot, you know, make their ears bleed. So rather, you know, find a way to do it, dance out, which is usually what I do. I was professionally, I guess I am still a professionally trained dancer. So, you know, I can groove it out, right, in my living room with some music. So let's get you a Whisper of Love Oracle from the higher selves. So today will be the goddesses and the higher selves. I like this. Nice deep breath. Thank you for joining me on this new little bit of the journey. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity. For the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, what's their card of the day? What's their Whisper of Love you got for them? We've got show simple acts of kindness, like not primal screaming right next to somebody. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. Now, like I said, this does not have to be a card of anger. It can be a card of creativity. Why not take your creativity and channel it into a simple, right? Show simple acts of kindness. You don't need to repaint somebody's house. No, you don't have to do that. You can send them a text message. You can say, no, I was thinking about you today. If you were thinking about them, be honest about it. Don't be creepy about it. But, you know, hold doors open for people if you can. I know we have to be careful how close we get to people, etc. nowadays as we're going through these challenging times. But I like that. Five of Pentacles would show simple acts of kindness. Channel that energy, that passion, that creativity. And if it is indeed anger, then show some simple acts of kindness to yourself. But giving yourself some time out, taking a little space, and perhaps even whatever your art form is, whatever your form of creativity is, whether it's journaling or drumming or dancing or, you know, cooking. Take it out on chopping carrots or something, right? Give it some energy, give that energy a place to go. Cool, I like this. Let's talk about the Taurians, shall we? Nice deep breath. Oh, it's lovely. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is their tarot card for the day? Well, you've got the Emperor. Now in this deck, Daughters of the Moon, it's the Emperor and the Hierophant merged into one. It is a feminist deck. So we're looking at the god Pan here. And to think about God, the god Pan, there are two different aspects of Pan. There is the son of Hermes, Pan. I've got a little goat statue. Oh, he's behind the witch sign there. And that's what we think of him usually as, the god of nature with his panpipes driving people mad in the woods. But also he is what's called the great god Pan, the compatriot or partner to the great goddess Diana, the complete divine masculine and the complete divine feminine. So today, Taurus, is a really good day for you to sort of organize things, to be the emperor of your own life. And if you want to bring the spiritual bent into that, to be the Hierophant. Really, there's a difference between the emperor and the Hierophant, but they do have a great deal in common in terms of protocol, right? In terms of process. In terms of hierarchy, right? It's like you just don't become a Hierophant. You have to start as a novice and work your way up. And, you know, unless you are born into the role of emperor, usually emperors are, right, you get it, or you get it through conquering, obviously, stages of growth and development. So, you know, take it step by step today. What's your organizational system? And we all have to-do lists. We all have things we have to get done. But because you're earth signs, and now here comes more of the intuitive part, keep in mind that there's going to be that gut thing, that things are going to change throughout the day. So try and be flexible with that. All right. Particularly because the moon is in your opposite sign, Scorpio. So you might want to kind of keep that in mind, to be a little bit more intuitive and flexible. That makes sense. Thank you, my goddesses. Let's ask your higher selves what's going on for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs today. What is their whisper of love from the higher selves of all involved for my bulls, my Taurians? Spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Now, I know people want to immediately take a card like that and ram it right into the, romantic sexual relationships, but not necessarily so. That there's a spiritual connection perhaps coming into your life today, or perhaps is already in your life that you haven't thought of it as one that has a what I call a PLRC, a past life relationship connection there. And because the card that you're getting here is the Emperor, if that's not you, like if you don't really identify at all with your divine masculine energy, then perhaps keep your eye out for an Emperor or a Hierophant, which tends to be more of a spiritual teacher, or at least some sort of structured guide along the way. That there is a spirit that you feel a spiritual connection with, even if it's not face to face in the literal, physical, tangible, which a Taurian would like because you're earth signs. But maybe, someone like me. Yes, I am a spiritual teacher, but at least not in this capacity. Although maybe right now in this capacity, as I'm teaching you about the tarot as we go. I'm digging this a great big huge punch. Let's keep going. Gemini, breathe. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Gemini collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What is their card for the day? What's going on for them? Hold your water, Sybil. It's the Sybil, the Ace of Blades, the Oracle of Delphi. New thought coming in. Now, what I like about this already is that we've got a fire tarot for Aries. We've got the god Pan, an earth god in the Emperor, in this case, the Emperor of Hierophant, in Taurus. And we've got an air sign, blades, swords, in for Gemini. Sorry, my cats are like, why are we up so early? So new thought coming in. Now, the Oracle of Delphi, obviously, was bringing in prophecy. She was, talk about an oracular system. There's all sorts of stuff, and I know you probably can't see. Well, can you see that green sort of like stuff over her head? That's ethylene gas that was coming up through the ground. So, she was huffing subterranean gas, and she, the Oracle couldn't do it at certain phases of the moon because she would asphyxiate. Like the gravity would literally pull that stuff out. So, we're talking about trance states here in this card, but that not necessarily be your thing, unless it is. Gemini. So today, allow new thought to come in. I know it's full moon, but allow new ideas, new thoughts to sort of permeate the air for you. Allow them to be spoken through you, or at least write them down, consider them. And looking at this card, though I've read this deck forever, there is a clear quartz there. So maybe there is some sort of I don't want to say intuitive with the element of air. Let's just say you're receiving messages. Now, maybe telepathic, maybe not. It might come in through inspiration, like, oh, what a good idea. I didn't think of that before. And it might have a creative problem-solving aspect to it. Let's ask the higher selves. Higher selves of all involved, please. What is the whisper of love for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs today? What's going on for them? Miracles and blessings, everything has its gift, right? So maybe that's it. Maybe it is seeing things differently. Maybe there's a miracle and a blessing that comes in through the element of air, a new thought. So keep your mind open and your third eye open as well for that. This is sort of kicking chicken, isn't it? I'm digging this. Let's keep going. Well, it's not like I'm going to stop. I'm doing all 12 signs. Nice deep breath. For the Canceriums, my crablets, my crab cakes, please. One card in clarity. My goddesses, for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is that? Whoops. Hey, now. Should we? No, it was 2. If it was 1, I would have taken it, but it's 2. One card in clarity for the Cancerian collective. I feel you, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is their card for the day? Got it. Now here we've got the 8 of Pentacles, the learner. All right. Now here we have a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket. And if you look in the distance there, she's already done it. So this is a passing on of wisdom. Now you might be the crone, you might be the maiden, or maybe both exist within you today. That there are things that if you can take a more learning perspective of things. Yes, you may be dealing with a learner, but 8 of Pentacles is usually, if you think about it, it depends on the deck. This deck is a little bit different the way Fiona Morgan does it, and that's why I really like it. It's a little off the beaten path. Where it's not just that thing of appraisal. There's a different card for that. That's the 7 in this deck. The 8 really is about experiential, right? It's earth, really learning something through doing, or at least having something demonstrated to you. And then, as you can see, hey, come here, the maiden's hand is on the loom, right? So she's actually applying what she's knowing in the moment. Let's see if we can get a whisper of love here, what that might pertain to. Nice deep breath. Changing channels, the higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. In terms of this 8 of Pentacles, what's their whisper of love? New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work, opportunities, or spiritual growth. I think either of those, maybe both, certainly pertains, but that there's a new opportunity here for love that may pertain to work, opportunities, or spiritual growth. That's really cool. I'll definitely use these two in tandem again. Let's keep going. Lovely Leos. Finally, something that has something to do with me and Leo rising. You know, Leos ruled by the sun. Everything revolves around them. I just look like I'm that way. I'm not. I'm a Virgo. Here we go. Breathe. My goddesses, please, oh please, oh please, oh please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is their card for today? Wednesday, May 6th, maybe 7th, depending on when they're watching this. What's their card of the day? The 4 of Cups. Now, this card is called Sorrow, literally says it at the bottom of the card, but it need not necessarily be so. Sure, cups have been spilt, but there is that 1 cup behind, as is traditional for the 4 of Cups. But really, this is more about emotional release, this card, particularly when I get it for myself. I mean, I am a Pisces moon, so I'm somewhat familiar with emotional release. But that thing of whatever is moving through you today, and I'm going to go Matt Kahn on this, love what rises, right? Particularly if you're a divine feminine, a first wave of ascension, an energy sensitive, that kind of thing. Allow the emotions to really flow through you today. They're saying, get this card now, please, from the higher selves of all involved. What's going on here? Please clarify what's going on for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign with this 4 of Cups today. Whisper of love. Act as if your partner is here. Yeah, have you got a case of the lonelies? Have you got a case of the lonelies? Act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. Now, certainly, many of us are single. I am. And I've been getting those waves of the lonelies here and there, not just the romantic variety. I miss my mom, something terrible. I mean, they live up in Saratoga. I'm on Long Island. We talk every day. But, you know, the circumstances that we are in right now, it is very easy to really miss people, right? To think about them, particularly because physical contact is next to impossible unless you're living with somebody. But also sometimes when we're going through something emotional anyway, it's just nice to have someone there to validate, right? To acknowledge what it is we're going through. But if that is not the case and you don't have someone there to really acknowledge, right? Respect, acknowledge, and welcome your feelings to come through, just don't act on them, right? Let them pass through you like a passing storm, right? It's like you see the moon weeping with her, with the ebb and flow of the waves here. And remember, it's only a 4. This will pass. If you can relax, it's really important with sadness is to get the rest that you need, because usually there's a deeper healing going on that, you know, people will say, well, if you're depressed, you shouldn't sleep. Well, but if it's a thing of the nervous system being overloaded, right? So much, particularly as an energy sensitive, it may be true that divine masculines probably shouldn't, you know, sleep all day long because the divine masculine's more yang. But if you're a divine feminine, chances are you are if you're watching my channel, then, you know, make sure you take the self-care thing. It's only a 4. It can be some dissatisfaction, but whatever's going on for you today, know that it will pass, right? It will, but allow it to pass through you. Don't bypass it. Don't like, all right, let's be positive while, you know, tears are pouring down your face. But act as if your partner is there, right? Even if that partner is your higher self, because your higher self is your partner. Well, I get this card rather often. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. And actually, I do that. I just call him him. I go, hey, him. It's a little Powerpuff Girls shoe. I gotta be careful with that. He always creeped me out. But, you know, imagine it, right? Feel that. And by all means, partner with your own breath on this one. Breathe your way through it. And if you do have someone in your life, just act as if they are there. You know, shore you up a little bit. Cool, cool. Tricky card, granted, but you know, hey, that's why I don't do these in live chats, right? I think they're really tricky that way, particularly the way this deck is drawn. But I love this deck. Oh, it's Virgos. Oh, and that Leo card might be me. And you know what? I do inner child work. I do rebirthing. I do Wim Hof. You know, whatever gets you through the emotional phase of things. But do understand, Leos, if you are empathic, you're not just clearing your own emotional stuff, you're clearing energy fields and psychic debris from the planet itself, as well as everybody upon it. So sometimes there's nothing left to do but cry, but I suggest doing it in the shower, right? Like sit in the shower, turn the shower on, and let it rip. That's part of loving yourself too, right? Love what arises. Whatever arises, love that. Nice deep breath. My goddesses, please, for the Virgo collective, a sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. What's their card for the day for this lovely, lovely Wednesday, May 6th? Please, one card in clarity for them. Oh, thank you. The Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin, the wish fulfillment card. Now, definitely a day to go with the flow. Wish fulfillment is usually not a make it happen kind of day, as much as it is allow things to come in. Be more in the receptive mode. Keeping in mind, Kuan Yin is the Chinese bodhisattva of compassion and contentment. So be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. That's what allows things to come in. You know, we're all like balled up like this and angry at the universe. Definitely not the Nine of Cups. But if we can really get that everybody is doing the best that they can with the level of information, the level of consciousness, the level of pain they are in physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, then we cut people some slack and we can cut ourselves some slack. Is there an element of forgiveness in this card? Sure. But it can be generalized to all humanity, right? That if somebody's nervous system is inflamed, it's a passing thing. It is like a storm, though more of a firestorm than a water storm like we have here in the Four of Cups. So lovely. I'm so glad for that. I'm kind of feeling that today too myself, like waking up like, okay, we're doing something different. Let's just go with this. Maybe this is the fulfillment of a wish, or at least a preparation. Let's ask the higher selves. The higher selves of all involved, mine own included. Please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on for us today? The Union of Hearts. Now, I just did the Pisces read, and we got falling in love. There's been a lot of romance orbiting in my own personal cards as well. I don't know how that's going to happen. I'm not leaving the house today, but you never know. The Union of Hearts, there is a connection of love that defies explanation. So maybe there is a wish fulfillment. Now, just because I'm a Virgo doesn't mean this is about me, right? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. You can check in for the live stream tonight if I do one, right? Which I may not. I want to cook today. I want to clean my house. I want to get ready for full moon tomorrow. But that Union of Hearts with Kuan Yin, Nine of Cups, it's really pretty lovely. I mean, nothing to complain about there, but definitely go with the flow. And of course, feel the heart. Now, the one thing I will say about that card, there is a connection of love that defies explanation. Well, then don't try and explain it, right? It's like, I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why I just do. Lovely Libras, shall we? Nice deep breath. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity, a card of the day for the lovely Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on with them today? What is their card of the day, my goddesses, please? Well, you got the Lovers. Now, look, the Lovers is always about a life-changing decision. Yes, it is most often than not about a relationship in some way, shape, or form where love is involved. But maybe that decision is about yourself. Maybe that decision is about someone you care about. And there is a difference between a choice and a decision. A decision is life-changing. Here's a choice. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Every choice has a consequence. The consequence of that choice is and a little dose of caffeine. A decision is, I'm going to move to South America and farm coffee beans. A total life changer, right? Besides, I just bought my house a few years ago. I'm not moving. I love my home. So I am Leo rising, I am Virgo sun, and I have Venus in Libra. So I'm looking at myself right here in probability. So some sort of decision here between the head and the heart, right? Well, or can we get the head and heart to agree? Which I think is, if you look at the Rider-Waite version of the Lover's card, right? It's the Garden of Eden. So, you got Eve on one side, Adam on the other. They don't exactly see from the exact same position. They're on opposite sides of the cards. So if you have to decide, throat chakra, and the mind says yes and the heart says no, how do you do that? Usually that's not about whether or not you're going to have a cup of coffee. That's about a larger life decision. So take your time. Weigh it out, Libras. Let's find out what your higher selves have to say about it. Nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What? Ooh, you're being very specific. What? What is the whisper of love that you have for the Libra collectives? Be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. Now, certainly, that could be a life-changing decision. And it's called the Whispers of Love Oracle. The word love is not exactly written on every card, but I'm already seeing it here a couple of times, right? So to connect to that there may be something very throat chakra for you today. Now, remember, it's not always about speaking it, right? It could be about writing it, texting it, doing it through action in some way, shape, or form. But be willing, right? Willing, throat chakra. Every chakra has a different type of power. Emotional power, willpower, mental power, at least these three. So that is, to me, this is the zone of the card of the Lovers, the heart, the third eye, and the throat. And it's like a laboratory. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you do the thing, right? Or you don't do the thing. Spit, swallow, chew. You spit it out, you take the action, you swallow it, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. Or you chew on it. It's like, I need to chew on that for a little bit. Sometimes not making a decision is the best decision. But you got to think, feel, think, feel, think, feel. Scorpios. It's your moon. It's your full moon. Well, it's in Scorpio now, at least the time that I'm doing this. So let's have a look-see-duck-see, shall we? My goddesses, please. One card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is their card of the day? Maybe even for tomorrow. Bottom of the deck. Well, yeah, it is Scorpio. Ooh. Well, deception. What a shocker. Four of Blades. Deception. Now, I know people go, oh, that's the Two of Blades, except look under her feet, right? Like, look under the little benchy bench she's sitting on. There are two hidden swords there, plus she got those blindfolds on. She's looking what she's doing with those knives on her shoulder. The Four of Blades is definitely something is hidden, but as you can see here, it's usually self-deception. Now, that might not always be the case, except that I'm going to say if someone is deceiving you, you might feel something going on today, right? Pay attention to that. Absolutely pay attention to that. How I've learned to tell if people lie to me, and people have lied to me my entire life. I have my suspicions as to why. Because I really try and be honest. Well, truth without compassion is brutality. So I try and be diplomatically honest. But when people don't tell the truth, it's usually because they don't respect the person. Number one, it's like, well, they can't handle the truth. Little moment there. Or the other side of that is that they are terrified that if you knew the truth about them, that you would reject them, run and hide, kick them out of your life, burn the village to the ground. So really pay attention to that. And if you are the one doing the deception, make sure it's like, oh, for a surprise birthday gift or something like that. I don't feel that going on there. Really pay attention to your gut. You've got a water card and you're a water sign with that deception there. Be careful. The Four of Blades is usually considered a card of meditation and rest, except there is a meditation card in this deck, in the suit of air. And that's what I like about this one. I love that she puts that little clue of a word at the bottom. Let's find out what your higher selves have to say about this, please. Nice deep breath. Here we go. Higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the Scorpio collective. No, two cards. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on for them today, my Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Get to know each other. Oh, learning to meet another's need for love is important for a relationship to grow. So get to know each other. Maybe there is some deception going on there. Now, if it's getting to know somebody, I don't know if that's necessarily deception. I mean, there are things, there's just things that when you're getting to know somebody, you don't come right out and tell them, well, it was a cold, stormy night, the night I was born. I mean, maybe you do, but that's a long conversation, right? But in terms of getting to know someone, really do pay attention to what you are feeling today. And if there feels like overt deception, like I was saying, if what I'm feeling doesn't match what the person is saying, I don't necessarily rule them out, like, now, gone, banish. As much as I take that into consideration, something feels off there, and I don't forget that anytime soon. I am a Pisces moon. I can feel that for a while. I'll be like, I don't know what's going on there. Something feels off, right? That feeling? I don't know. Something just feels off. I don't know what it is. It just feels off. Let's find out about the Sagittarians, shall we? Our Sagittarian asses. Let's see what's going on with them. Nice deep breath. My goddesses, please. One card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on for them today? Well, you've got the card of the Hermit, the Wise One, the Kalia, she who rides alone. Now, we're used to seeing the Hermit on top of a mountain. Here, we have a crone riding a gray horse over a stone circle, probably Stonehenge, although I don't believe Stonehenge had all that kind of sort of going around it, although it is winter. So seeing things from a higher place, pulling back, right? Now, Saggies usually aren't hermits, but, we're talking Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus here. So maybe today is a day to lay low, pull back, see things from a different point of view, a higher point of view. And because Sagittarian is that 9th house, Jupiterian, broader, higher, metaphysical often point of view, that can be fitting for you, but maybe something you don't want to be sharing with people until you've digested it for a little bit. Let's ask the higher selves in particular what we're going to anyway, but this, definitely has a higher self feel to it. So please, the higher selves of all involved, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. What's going on for them today? Consider your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Consider your foundation. And what I'm digging about that is it's telling you to consider it from more of a spiritual point of view, right? Like I said, there is in the tarot, in this deck, there is a card of meditation, contemplation in the suit of swords, blades. So this is not that. This is perhaps more of a larger spiritual introspection, pulling back, being silent, being still, not just in meditation, but the hermit really is looking for enlightenment, but not always necessarily spiritual enlightenment, but that in truthment is, if light is truth, you know what I'm saying? It's like to shed some light on it, to receive some light, some inspiration, some guidance and grace about your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed are you to love, and what if that's loving yourself, not always necessarily just somebody else or something else, like your work. A lot of people are reevaluating their lives in general, as what is really important to them comes to light, so to speak. Let's ask about the Capricorn, shall we? Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath. Oh my goddesses, please, one card in clarity. For the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on for them? Yeah, I felt that move through my face. What's going on for them today, my Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Aha! Well, the Six of Blades, manipulation. Now, manipulation we immediately tend to interpret as something negative, but this card has no reversal, right? The word manipulation itself is a neutral term. It's depending on what you do with it, right? It's like, oh, I'm so sleepy. Now I'm not, right? That's a manipulation. Have a headache, you take an aspirin, right? Sleepy, you take a nap. Sort of get the idea. But this is mental manipulation. This is about turning something over and over and over in your head. Now, it is the Six of Blades, so you're looking at a number of balance there. So also think in terms of counseling, of therapy, of thinking something through, but not so much that resting in terms of meditation, of stilling the mind, but of sort of seeing it, turning it over in your mind. Not just analysis, looking at it from different perspectives and gathering information, but thank you, like the word spin, right? Like political spin, to spin the idea. It's like, well, what if I looked at it this way? What if I said it that way? Sort of manipulating through thought. Now, if this is about manipulating somebody and manipulating the truth, I would say the Scorpio, if they're watching this, is going to keep an eye out for that, their gut tuned to that with that Four of Blades deception. But my sense of that more for because I felt that in the face. It's like there's something that you might need to look at a little bit differently, spin in your mind, look for not just the positive side of things. Yes, you know, positive thinking certainly has its role, but be careful of reason, that things happen in our lives often for a purpose that we don't see, and purpose and reason are not the same thing. Purpose is usually longer term. We may call it reason, but reason is a human creation. Purposes of the divine. There's divine purpose and then there's human reason, and they don't often sync up the same way. Let's ask your higher selves, the higher selves of all involved, please, please, please. What's going on for this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign today with that Six of Blades, manipulation? Slow down. Slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time and allow things to unfold, all right? So there's your manipulation. This manipulation is not about speeding up. It's about slowing down. Slow down your thought, right? You might be totally, like I felt that flush in my face, where your mind might be going too fast to the point where you're seeing it in a way that's not accurate, and your energy system is sort of telling you, no, I don't think this is the right way, but it can feel like fear. It can feel like embarrassment. It can feel like frustration. Slow your roll. Slow your breath. Maybe meditate. Bring the mind into balance. Don't crack up. Bend your brain. See both sides. Throw off your mental chains. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Speaking of element of air, we have 2 signs left. Let's do our aquariums, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay, I counted right. The 11th house. Oh, our aquariums. Let's have a look. Nice deep breath. My goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs. What's going on for them today in this daily read? My goddesses, the Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's their card for the day? Ace of Cups, a new beginning in this deck called happiness, but a happiness that you must nurture and then you must choose. Happiness is a decision I must make, so saith the Course in Miracles. So something to contemplate, to think about. But my Aquarians, I know in this time that we are in, happiness might feel a little wonky, a little transitory. Do remember that it is an ace. Let me really get your other card for this one. That should help elaborate, elucidate, and clarify. Nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved, please clarify this Ace of Cups for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for their cards of the day. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. So you might as well nurture the Ace of Cups, this new opportunity for love that is being given to you. Now, love, people again immediately want to jump to that romantic thing, and I understand that. That's by habit. But to allow, what did St. Teresa call it? The miracles in the details, right? St. Teresa of Avila, the little miracles, to kind of give you that Ace of Cups experience of happiness, right? The appreciation of life, and allow that to gain momentum throughout the day, that you can endure little by little by little by little, because it says right here, love endures, love does not give up or lose faith, love is hopeful and withstands every situation. You with me on that one? Last one down. I'm really liking this process a bit. We'll see how this goes tomorrow. We'll see how many days a week I do this. I doubt I'm going to do this 7 days a week just because it's a lot. But I wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to try it out. So let's have a look-see-duck-see for, the Pisces Moon, the Pisces Collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. My goddesses, please. One card in clarity, last tarot down for the Piscean collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What is our card for today, my goddesses, please? I'll tell you, the Two of Cups, often thought of as the romance card. Here we're looking at the card of the whirlpool, right? An emotional movement and attraction, two things as far away as possible, but slowly coming together, or some whirlpools not so slowly, right? Being drawn together, a magnetism, but an emotional magnetism, an emotional connection. Now that can be between you and someone else. That can be between you and something else. It doesn't always have to be romantic, sexual, but let's see. That's why we have the Whispers of Love cards, right? Oracles, deck, whatever. Breathe. Higher selves of all involved, my own included, please. You gave us the Two of Cups here for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What's going on? What is our Whisper of Love from the Higher Self collective for today, this Wednesday, May 6th, 2020? Well, didn't we just get the True Love card? This is a once-in-a-lifetime love. I didn't even have to read that because I know this card. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love. Well, I gotta say, if you watch the Pisces reading that I just posted yesterday, we've got the falling in love card going on there, right? There's a lot going on in that reading for this full moon to new moon next, Scorpio to Gemini. So you might want to go check that out. But definitely keep in mind, Two of Cups, people say, oh, it's the True Love card. Well, you've got the True Love card, but the Two of Cups is an initial emotional connection or attraction. It's high. It's not I do. I mean, maybe I do is down the line. And remember, the course of true love never did run smooth. William Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream. So, you know, keep that in mind. This may be the beginning of a journey. Oh, and it's what's really interesting is the card before it is the Ace of Cups for Aquarius. And then you've got the Deuce, the Two of Cups there for the Piscean collective. So remember, true love is divine love. It is the truth of who we are. We are love, right? We are the hidden children of the gods. We are gods in embryo. We are the divine in form, spirit and matter, angels in bodies, however you want to see that. So love is our true nature. So remember, true love need not always be romantic. It can certainly be between a parent and a child. It can be between siblings. It can be best friends. It can be, you know, I have true love with my kitty cats, my boys. They're my snuggle bunnies. They're my sons. I love them. And it is true love. If it's a love that moves you to tears of joy and tears of love and tears of gratitude, chances are it is a true love. That kind of force, that kind of power of it. So kind of go with the flow there of that Two of Cups and see where the whirlpool takes you. Cool, cool. Well, that was, woo, a lot of fun. I don't even know what fell down. Something fell down back there. Really enjoyed doing this. Please comment in the comment section below if you like this. If a lot of people watch it and it gets around and the feedback is good, I will do this again. Maybe not every day. 7 days a week of this might be a bit much, considering I'm going to keep doing the live streams for, you know, the spiritual teaching, the prayer, the meditation, all of that, as well as the recorded readings. I think the Twin Flames are next. Yeah, I think the Twin Flame reads are next. I'll check my schedule. But that being said, it was truly my pleasure doing this for you today. So I'm going to sign off as I always do, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this Wednesday, May 8th, 2020. My friends, again, please consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell, because as you can see, I'm putting out new content now. Who knew I was going to be doing this today? Not me. As well as feel free to comment below. And tomorrow is full moon. Wishing you a very, very blessed full moon in Scorpio. I will definitely be live streaming tomorrow, probably in the morning and in the evening, so we can get ready for all that Scorpio jazz. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the day. Hell. Farewell and blessed be.